bid. But first, the CNBC TV18 special over to Shereen Bhan. She's in Monte Carlo. With her, she has the founder and managing director of Justdial, VSS Mani. Shereen.
Well, thanks very much. This has been the blockbuster IPO in the market. So let's talk to VSS Mani. Thanks very much for joining us. Sorry, VSS Mani. Thanks very much for joining us on CNBC TV18. Let me start by asking you about what the private equity players intend doing now that the lock-in has expired on the 30th of May. Have they reached out to you, told you whether they're staying on, exiting?
You must ask them this question. As far as I know,
what have they told you?
They want to stay put. They want
all four of them?
Oh yeah, 5 of them actually. Almost a majority is going to hold on to the stocks. Yeah.
So they're hoping for better valuations.
Well, they're hoping for better valuations. They see much more promise left in the company, so they want to stick around. And eventually, when you sell a stock, you have to put the money somewhere else. So they see it's better to stay put.
Absolutely. But, speaking of promise, and the markets are clearly betting big as far as Justdial is concerned. And what's interesting now is that this is being seen as a search plus transaction play. But speaking of the transaction side, how quickly, how soon can we actually expect you to monetize the transaction side, the search plus side of the business?
We're not focusing on the monetization side right now because this is a habit-changing thing that we are doing, which is search plus transaction. We're expecting the users to evolve to search plus transaction, which we are seeing. There's evidence enough for that. So our focus is now to educate the vendors to participate in this platform and give a wow experience to our users who could now transact. For example, if it is a restaurant and if you order food from using Justdial interface, the food should be delivered at your doorstep in the quickest possible manner, and then you're able to track also your food order. If you're a doctor, your calendar is available there, and if you can even buy products, Right. So we are actually going to empower the small players in the market. For example, there are large e-commerce players like Flipkarts and others, and there are other players who are in the brick and mortar space. 99% of the market, as you know, it still goes to them. There we want to empower them with an online interface, and especially that we know that if we provide an interface to our users where they can discover price for products, so if you want to buy a mobile phone of a particular brand, you can just come to Justdial. Within 60 seconds you get to know the price, and these are real price because these are vendors from your vicinity. So that's something that we are providing as a platform to these vendors, and there's fantastic response. So once all this takes off, and that's when we look at monetization.
But give me a timeline. By when do you believe that you would have put all these pieces into play and you will be able to focus then on monetization? And what could it add then as far as your top line and bottom line are concerned?
So there's a lot of action happening now. By next month you would see this in full swing, this entire product. And as far as monetization is concerned, to really say that a significant amount of revenue that could hit our balance sheet, the P&L account, should be next year. Next financial year, you should see some significant amount coming out of Search Plus.
Quantify significant?
Very difficult because will be a guesstimate right now because...
okay, what's your best guesstimate and your worst guesstimate?
I don't know, maybe 3-4 years down the line, the transaction bit should earn more revenue than the search engine revenues. Yeah, although search engine is growing at a cool 27-28% year on year, so I hope that will go even better. So the base getting bigger, the transaction plus should actually, the search plus should also contribute to it.
So minus search plus, what can we anticipate in terms of margins? Because you've been seeing some pretty healthy margin growth. Do you envisage being able to squeeze out more, doing much better from here? And with the search plus kicking in, what happens to margins?
So we're not looking at, we want to gradually grow margins. We can definitely grow better than what we grew in the last couple of years, but we're not so obsessed about it. We're looking at a 1.5% to 2% growth in the EBITDA margin. We're happy with that. More important is to invest in the business, invest in the core technology, and also you need to spend some money on marketing and promotions to reach out to users, So that
what, 5 to 6% marketing, R&D, all of that?
Yeah, it should be around that kind of a number, 6% of the top line.
Okay. And so once the Search Plus side really begins to kick in, what can we really expect then in terms of margin accretion?
Well, it could be huge. It could be huge. It's difficult to predict now. For example, so far people have been coming to Justdial so if you don't know where, you come to Justdial to find it. But what we are giving in the new platform is, you know where, but I'm giving you a convenient way to do it. I'm giving you a place where you can even discover price. So your traditional way of discovering price was probably going to multiple malls or checking out with the third-party internet site, but you don't intend to buy it online. You still want to buy it from an offline store. But now, Justdial gives you a platform where you actually can discover the price from offline stores right here. And if you want, you can buy it online at Justdial, or you can actually walk up to the store and buy it. So you can imagine that's so huge. That's the entire market in this country. Yeah. So our goal is to aggregate all these purchases and channelize through JD. You know, so that's the idea.
Does it excite you now that the markets are looking at you so closely? You know, people like DB have initiated coverage on Justdial. Does it excite you?
Definitely exciting, but it is, as I say, it's far bigger.
You find it restrictive as well, because exactly, you know, your every move is being watched now.
Well, I don't really look at that way, but I would definitely say that we have to walk the talk. You know, if there is an expectation, we have to live up to the expectation, but not the way they want us to be. There is no question of we trying to hurry it up, try to monetize it faster and things like that, because that's never the goal. Because as you know, we're a pretty old company. We have took so many years to build this, and we took our own time because we only focused on our users, and then came the monetization bit. So the same would be the case for all our new products.
There you go. That's the Justdial founder in an exclusive conversation with Shereen in Monte Carlo. We'll be getting you more from that interview at 8 p.m. on WhatsApp.